Hello! Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. It's in the game, JL. You know what's up.
It is in the game.
My name is Josh, and I am here today, as always, with my great friend at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, every Monday through Friday, JL Garofalo. How you doing, JL?
Doing fantastic, Josh. Great to see you again.
It's great to see you as well. And another member of our beautiful FYF team, Joey Wright. You can find him on Twitter at the Joey Wright. Joey, how you feeling?
Doing great. I'm so happy to be here. I know I'm part of the team, but I'm still excited.
We're excited to have you part of the team. We're excited to have you here, and I'm excited to do a mock draft. Also, guys, we are joined today by a very special guest, Justin B. You can find him on Twitter at Justin_B. He's the president of 32-Bit. He's the president of Sleeper Wire. He's the CEO of Justin B Creative, and just an overall amazing person. Justin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to be back here, fellas. Good to see you guys. It's been a minute.
See you.
Yeah.
It has been. It really has. What, Canton was the last time we saw each other?
Yeah, I think I've been on since then. I definitely saw you guys in Canton. I think there was one time afterwards. Yeah. Still been a while though. Too long. So it's good. It's good to be on here. I'm excited to get mocking.
It seems like we're all happy to be here. That it's a Monday. It seems like we got pretty solid vibes. I'm happy to see that, at the very least.
Yes. Mock draft Monday's back, baby.
Mock draft Monday. I love mock drafts too. I really do. And we got some great people in the chat as well. Return of the mock. Must sing like the return of the mock. Return of the mock. Is that good enough?
Beautiful.
Did I do it justice?
That was so beautiful, Josh.
The songbird of your generation.
It looks like people have been missing the mocks. It's been a minute since we had Mock Draft Monday. Maria agrees. Craig, hey there, cool cats and kittens. I hope you got into the mock if you wanted. No one likes being mock blocked.
Mock blocked. All right, I like that one, Craig. I
love you, Craig. Justin says, yo, what's up? Jordan,
what up, Justin?
This is a big mock we got going on. Great group. This is going to be great. Mm-hmm. And, I'm having an idea. I might do a mock draft analysis of this mock draft, a separate video breaking down the teams. We did that in the past, and I'm feeling it this week. I've been wanting to get one of those kinds of videos out there. So I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen. You're going to see a mock draft analysis after the fact.
Make sure you're subscribed.
Yes, make sure you're subscribed. Justin saying, I'm out of the playoffs because Stafford sucks. J-Rob got hurt and Hill busted. I'm sorry, Justin. I'm sorry.
That is a bad beat, Justin. I'm not going to lie. It's a bad beat.
But keep hanging around. We're going to have a lot of fun here. And I heard that 90%, you do 90% better in your league the following year if you keep listening to FYF.
That is true. That's a scientific fact. Yeah.
Yep.
You said also had Justin Jackson and Sony and Devonta Smith.
That hurts.
Justin.
It's the worst.
I was so close to not starting Justin Jackson. It was between him and actually, I think it was between him and Sony Michel, and I ended up going with Justin Jackson. So I didn't really Sony Michel had a great game.
Either way, you win.
Right.
Yes. Jordan's asking, is your name Josh? I thought it was Jeff. Well, I go by both. It depends how I'm feeling that day. Midnight saying, good afternoon, fellas. Good afternoon, Midnight. And
You're
Craig, gotta be slick and sly about this. Psh, not every Monday through Friday. I was here last Friday and nothing. That's right. We took off on Christmas Eve. We took off on Christmas.
We did.
Eve.
Every other weekday, though, we're here.
Absolutely. But I am ready. I'm excited for this mock draft. We haven't done one of these in a while, and I think I'm gonna have the best team when it comes down to it, right, guys? Maybe Justin competes.
Definitely 40% chance. I think
40%. Yeah,
40% pretty good.
You got a 40% chance. I got a 40% chance, and then these two below us,
the
probably
rest of us are fighting for scraps.
Yeah. Well, then there's everyone else in the mock draft as well. So you guys got 2% chance each.
Oh, great! I'm grateful for the two I got. I guess
I'll live with it.
But I'm excited to get in here. Just a couple more comments. Up 7, my Waddle versus his Kamara. He's up 7. So guys, what do you think? Let's just assume this is a PPR league. Can Jalen Waddle score at least score 7 less points than Kamara? That's what he needs right here, essentially. He's up 7. He has Jalen Waddle. I like your odds personally. Really, the only thing that the Saints have going for them right now is Alvin Kamara. So he will be used a lot. But at the same time, the Miami Dolphins defense has been playing lights out, and they know the only way they're going to lose this game is because of Alvin Kamara. So I think they're going to try their best to shut him down. He's going to have a fine game. I think Waddle covers this. What do you think?
I think your shot is 50-50, Bam.
50-50.
I think it's dead even. I would give Kamara probably around a 6 to 7 point favorite over Waddle here.
Yeah, Waddle's going to have a tough matchup, I think. Secondary over there, if they stay on Waddle, I still think he can have a good game. I do think that this shot for Bam is pretty good. I don't think it's a lock, but I think it's pretty good. That +7 absolutely helps in this scenario. We'll see. But you got a shot. No depression. Go into the game exciting. Fingers crossed. I think you're going to have a good time. Yeah.
Joey, what do you think? You think
got this? Actually, I like it. I think there's New Orleans has a lot of holes right now, and I think Waddle's going to find his way through those holes. And I need to manifest Waddle having a good game because that means Tua has a good game, and I need 35 points out of Tua tonight, which is probably not going to happen, but I need that personally. So yes, Waddle is gonna cover this.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Bam, my official percentage is 63%. Let's go, Bam.
63 is pretty good.
I know.
It's good.
It's somewhere in between 63 and 54. I felt like 54 was too low, and I want to give you some confidence. I feel good about this. Jay Wall saying, yes, Josh, yes. I don't know what it's for. Brian McKinney, what's up,
yes,
Brian?
Josh,
it's a vibe.
Brian?
Who dat? Swamp. Your boy made the playoffs. Let's go. Let's go, Swamp.
Let's go. Bring it home, baby.
Jay Wall, he lost by 8 points in the semis. He had J. Rob and Miles Sanders and Tyreek. It's rough.
Poor Shane.
I had J. Rob and Tyreek on a team. That was painful. I'm not out, but it's that hurts, especially James Robinson. It happened so early on. I think he got 1 point in PPR. It was like so brutal. But this is the life. This is the pain that we've submitted ourselves to.
Yeah,
we love it. We're all sadists in this world.
So real fast, Midnight come in and said, I think Miami will shut down Kamara. That's kind of what I think too. I don't know about shut down. Kamara's going to be involved, but I think they're going to try their best to do so. And then Brian saying State's offense is no bueno. Miami might be able to dominate possession. Brian, by the way, he's in one of my fantasy leagues. He's been my friend for a while, but he will be in the fantasy football championship. He just beat me, I'm pretty sure, the highest scoring week out of his team scored the most points out of any team so far this season this week against me. And I had one of the higher scoring. I scored like 150 points. He scored like 230. So good job, Brian, this week.
Good job, Brian.
Good job.
Well done.
Great job, Brian.
But anyway, you guys, let's start this mock draft. Let's get at it, right?
Ready to get in there?
Go.
Yeah, let's get in there. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it.
Oh, you know
let's
what?
Make this happen. What's up?
You know what? You might have to talk about something else because I'm actually not. I don't think I'm logged into the right account here.
Oh, so
let me log into a different account.
So you just can't do your picks, you're saying?
No, I can't start the draft. Yes. I'm logging
in. Not important to start your draft.
The beautiful thing is that we got some beautiful people here in the chat saying some beautiful things. Justin saying 90 more subs to 1K. Let's get us there. Come on, guys. Alex is saying, where's Simon? Need to tell him congrats. Well, he's not here today. He'll be here tomorrow. You can come in and congratulate him tomorrow.
Congrat
him tomorrow. There is one thing I want to say. Last week on Office Hours, Joey, Simon, and I had an Office Hours on Thursday, and we made a couple gentlemen's bets. And I personally really the only way they're paid up is, I have to tell you guys I lost, more or less. We had Alexander Madison versus CeeDee Lamb. I took CeeDee Lamb in this. Both Joey and Simon took Alexander Madison, and he did score more points than CeeDee Lamb, but they both had good games. And then the other bet just Joey and I made, I had Jeff Wilson, and Joey had Sony Michel, and Sony Michel came out on top there. But again, both of them have good games, but good job, Joey. You beat me this time.
Great job.
But not next time.
I would like to thank the Academy. Without you, I would be nowhere now. No, I mean, we talked last week, like the best type of the gentleman's bets is when all the players perform well, because then we're helping the viewers too. So
absolutely.
I'm happy that I won, but I'm mostly happy that everyone had good games.
Yeah.
Let's be diplomatic, everyone.
For me personally, I'm in a couple third place games. I'll be in 2 fantasy football championships and 2 or 3 third place games. There was a third place game I actually just played last week. We kind of had our scheduling a little mixed up, but so I did win one third place game. So I'll take that. It's $100. It's $100. It's $100 buy-in in that league, so I'll take that all day, right?
Nice.
And I was the highest scoring person in that league. Also, another $100 there.
Let's go. All right. I think we're pretty set up here. There is one more spot. If anyone wants to join, I threw the link in the chat, so you can join.
All right. Hey, if anyone wants to join this last spot, we'll give that maybe a couple more minutes.
30 seconds. Yeah. 30 seconds to a minute.
Midnight saying Chargers defense gave me -3 points and had J-Rob, but still managed to put up 150 points because of the waiver wire. And that's what guys
done.
Like playing the waiver wire and making smart start sit decisions. That's what it's all about. That's why you come here, right? But yeah, seriously, you can overcome your studs having bad games as long as you've got good ancillary pieces, right?
Exactly. That Justin Jefferson, Rex Burkhead.
Yeah.
They all made people some fantasy championships. Got them into some fantasy championships this week.
It's always nice that when a player's going to miss a week, he tells you exactly who to go out and pick up, too. That helps. Thank you, Austin Eckler.
Yes, thank you, Austin Eckler. JR saying 2-7 yesterday. Last guillotine is gone. Chubb got me off. Good start, but Sunday at 1. Ouch. Gronk, Alexander Madison, J-Rob. Yeah, that's tough. K-Cam asking, did people expect the Bengals offense to be so dominant yesterday? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did. The Ravens defense has just been absolutely destroyed. I think I was reading a couple of days before the game. I believe 15 players of their 53-man roster were defensive players. So very small amount. They are really hurting at the defensive positions. A lot of injuries, a lot of COVID players. So yeah, I think it was a little bit expected. Maybe not quite as much, but
when you add it all up, yeah, they're decimated, right?
Right. Yeah, I read that they're the most injured and out team in the NFL by like a significant amount. So it does suck. I think a lot of people were just hoping for a competitive. I mean, if you're a Bengals fan, I'm sure it was fun, but we always like competitive games on both sides. So it was a little sad. But I had people asking me if they should start mixing. And I was like, fire the guy up. You know, they were going to get ahead. I didn't think that ahead, but
yeah,
they didn't let up either. They kept going.
Yeah. You're serious? Like the game was over. The Ravens had 3 timeouts. They weren't calling any of their timeouts, and they still had Mixon out there running the football. Like the Ravens were trying to end the game. I was kind of like, okay, I mean, you do what you got to do. But look, it adds up. T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, these guys are studs, and the Ravens have no studs on defense. So you combine those guys with a pretty great offense going against a decimated defense, you're going to see blow up games like this.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to start this draft?
But yeah, let's get in there. I'm so excited for this.
I realized because I logged out, that was my spot that had opened up. So it just kicked my user out. Sleeper is not super friendly to the streamers, I guess. That's fine. I will commentate today.
Hey, we normally do that anyway. We normally have a commentator.
We normally have someone commentating, yes. So first, right off the board, Joey takes Jonathan Taylor. Reminder, this is a super flex league, 12 Dynasty super flex league. Joey, talk to me about Jonathan Taylor. What goes into that decision?
He's whether it's redraft, startup, whatever you want to call it, he's number one draft pick next year, even in super flex. He has shown that he is super dependable every week and putting up huge numbers as he goes along. Love him.
Is it close, like between him and the next quarterback, or your top quarterback?
So I honestly need to look at who my top quarterback is, which is why when this draft room opened up, I'm like, I'm just taking the number 1 spot so I can take Taylor.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Roto, he just took Josh Allen. Allen might be my number 1 dynasty quarterback, but man, Burrows looked really good yesterday. And I don't know if I'd put him that high.
You got to turn off that sound.
It's gonna happen a lot.
I hope so. I'm thinking that will
happen.
Why does it do it?
I think that probably should solve it. I'm just assuming. Not 100% sure.
We'll find out.
We'll
find out very soon, won't we?
Was it Tom?
So Josh
Tom,
Allen,
make a bad pick. Then we'll hear the wow.
Make a bad pick. Let's see. And Scott came in here and said, "Hey guys, I won the semifinal matchup in the 10K league, and I am on the title game. I won by 0.05 points. That's incredible. Bring it home, Scott.
Come on,
Bring
Scott.
it home.
That's what we like to see.
And thanks for checking back in with us too. We wanted to hear how you did.
Yes, thank you.
Go. Does that league pay out second place? Like, did you just like lock in like a decent amount of money right there?
Yeah, like, let us know. K-Cam said, "Dang, I was going to take it. I'm sorry, K-Cam. There's only one spot left." Hey, I'm going to throw our Discord link in the chat here. And we usually post all off season. We most of the time do mock draft Mondays, so we'll do these pretty regularly. And you can hop in them. And we give we post a link first in our Discord. So I'll post that momentarily.
And K-Cam, I see him asking another question saying, is Cooper Kupp top 3? But we'll get into that. But Lowell, quarterbacks in the first round. This is a dynasty league. So this is a mock draft. So we're not actually going to play it out. But a dynasty league, you play for years. You keep the same team year after year after year. So this would be a startup draft for a dynasty team. And then it's super flex, meaning you start 2 quarterbacks normally. You just have a quarterback position like you do in a normal fantasy league. But then you have a super flex position where you can start a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, or tight end. But typically you're going to want to start a quarterback in that spot. So when you just do the math, calculate it all, quarterbacks become a lot more valuable in super flex leagues when it all comes down to it.
All right, posted the Discord and in the chat. Feel free to join that. So Craig took Josh Allen, followed by Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, and then Justin Jefferson by Maria. Who is your? Let's go down this line here.
If one of those quarterbacks made it to me,
who's your top QB among these? Is it still Patrick Mahomes, or is Josh Allen usurped him? Josh, we'll start with you.
Patrick Mahomes for me.
Mahomes.
Coming into the season, Patrick Mahomes was in a tier by himself, especially for Dynasty, followed by a tier of Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, and probably Lamar Jackson. And then then they're created a next tier, maybe like Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow and such. For me, now he's part of that tier with Josh Allen. I'll still put Lamar Jackson with these quarterbacks that we've seen get drafted so far.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah, I'm still putting Mahomes up just because of consistency, over the years. Now, I mean, we have had 2 with Josh Allen at this point. So he's absolutely a consideration for the first pick. I wouldn't fault anyone for getting it. After that, I started to actually have a hard time when I was hitting Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray right there. That was my decision to make. They're both young. They're both on great teams. They're both high powered. Really, I just wanted to throw a little respect on Justin Herbert's name. I mean, he has just been, now he's had games where it's been a little rough. I think he's had 2 games, maybe where it's kind of hurt you a little bit, but not terrible. But I mean, he's had games where he's literally won weeks. I feel like people aren't talking about it enough. Young quarterback, great team. So I went with him. I mean, he had that 1 week where he had 50 plus points.
Yeah,
that was great. So I really think he kind of should be elevated as well. He's subtly dominating up amongst that top tier.
Yeah, I'm with you. What about you, Joey?
That noise is throwing me off.
It's still making it.
It's not as loud. It's a lot quieter. That definitely did something.
Mahomes, would definitely be one for me. But this is one of those situations like when if I get to pick my draft position, if I get to pick it, where I might go towards the middle a little bit because I really like Herbert. I really do. So I like that pick a lot. And I mentioned Burrows earlier. I like him a lot. So I might take a sort of middle of the round pick so that I can have a nicer pick on the swing back.
Yeah.
Herbert belongs in that tier.
He does.
There's no denying it at this point. He's young.
I'm taking him after
stud.
all those guys, though. I'm taking him after all Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I think he's right there with the Joe Burrows. I would even put Dak Prescott above Herbert still.
So for me, I agree with you, JL, but I think that's a tier kind of at the same time.
It's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And also the longevity of some of these mobile quarterbacks are still kind of up in the air. We've seen Lamar Jackson's young, Kyler Murray's young, and they've been doing very well. Dak Prescott too. I mean, they're kind of all in that same running around area. I'm curious for longevity with Dynasty. I'm hoping that all these guys are in the league for a long time because they're so good and they're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting because there really has been a resurgence in the last few years of just these mobile quarterbacks coming out. It seems to be modern football. That's what people are looking for.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. They're cheat code in fantasy. Matt in here saying, "What's up, guys? I'm in a 96 team super flex tight end premium league, and I'm in the Super Bowl this week. Currently projected to win. My man. Bring it home. Bring it home.
Bring it home.
Bring it home." All right. So what else we got here? Scott telling us the buy-in for that, it was $800, 96 teams, and the payout's $10K. How does that work? That seems that can't be
doing some math. I guarantee there's giant prizes for winning a week.
That makes sense.
I'm just guessing.
And then K Camp saying, "I really like Jalen Hurts in the third round, being an Eagles fan, consistent with 20 plus points, young. I feel like this has changed a bit with Jalen Hurts coming into this season. I feel like a lot of people had doubts that Jalen Hurts had long-term value in Dynasty. This season, I feel like he does. Like that, he's proven it. He's proven that he's going to be a valuable asset. I'm still not convinced he'll be around for 10 years, maybe, but at least in the near future, I think he's earned his spot. How do you guys feel about Jalen Hurts going into this next season in Dynasty?
He still has a lot to prove.
Still has a lot to prove. What's like the minimum round that you're thinking about taking him?
I mean, in a super flex dynasty startup draft like this, second round, that's probably where you're going to see him go a lot of the times. He went in the first round here, but I think that's where you're going to see him go with his rushing upside and how he played this year. It has nothing to do with his fantasy production, right? Like he's going to produce as long as he's the starter for an NFL team. He's an athlete. He can get the ball to his weapons well enough. It just does the team that he's playing for trust him, aka the Philadelphia Eagles at this moment. And if they continue to trust him, I'm going to continue to trust him in dynasty or fantasy leagues.
Yeah. How you feel about him, Justin?
I'm sorry.
Get your pick.
I thought it was my pick. That's what got me distracted.
You got one more.
With Jalen Hurts, he's been good for fantasy. And I love the draft capital that I got him, particularly in redrafts. Mm-hmm. I don't know how the Eagles feel about him.
It's your pick, by the way.
It's my pick. All right, I default.
But that's what it's all about. It's all about how the Eagles feel about him. If they decide to make the commitment to him long term, then he's going to be a great dynasty asset for years to come.
Yeah, I would have loved to see more out of his passing game this year. That's the one side where I really feel like it's disappointing. I mean, most of his games, I feel like we're under 200 yards, passing yards, and that's certainly going to limit his viability as a long-term QB in a league. Let's see. Yeah, Matt was questioning the buyout as well. Sean in here saying, "What's up, Front Yard Fan? Last week of 2021, 2022 about to be lit. Let's get it."
It is. This is like the beginning of 2022 for us, essentially. We're talking about 2022 fantasy values right now, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And Jay saying, "I don't miss being sniped on Mock Draft Monday. Thanks, Josh."
Oh, Ja'Marr Chase. It had to be Ja'Marr Chase. Yeah,
I had to.
I was hoping he was going to fall in my spot right there, and he did.
So we had so after this initial run of QBs in the first round, we had a run of running backs and wide receivers: DeAndre Swift, CMC, CeeDee Lamb, Najee Harris, Cooper Kupp, Ja'Marr Chase, Alvin Kamara, and then followed by Russell Wilson by Maria here. It's pretty interesting. Josh, how are you feeling about your team so far? Dak Prescott, Ja'Marr Chase, no running back yet. Is this normally your strategy? I know Simon is a big punt running back till later in Dynasty. How do you feel about that?
Definitely not my strategy coming into it. But I've been just taking value. Well, I like, and especially in a 12-team league, making sure I get at least one semi-stud league quarterback, right? And I got that in Dak Prescott. So I feel comfortable there now that I got Dak Prescott. And now it's just value, right? And Ja'Marr Chase, when he landed in my spot in the second round there, I was like, that's value. I got to take him. He's super young, and I expect him to be an elite producer for the next 10 years. So I feel great about my draft so far.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Those first 2 rounds always, especially in dynasty leagues, but any draft, I'm really focusing on value versus like positional strategy because there's just not. You're not going to. First of all, you're not going to get a ton of value just from these 2 rounds because you're at the ceiling, right? There's only so much that these players can really provide more than where their draft costs. So I'm looking to see who's going to fall to me at that position in that round.
That's exactly it.
Justin taking Tyreek Hill after initially drafted Justin Herbert, following similar strategy to you, Josh. I like it a lot. And
He's
Joey,
just a smart guy. He gets it.
Smart guy, smart men. And Joey on the turn, Jonathan Taylor, followed by Stephon Diggs, followed by Justin Fields. Joey, are you comfortable with Justin Fields as your QB1 in Superflex?
I am in Superflex. I mean, it's his second year coming in next year. It's weird because I'm trying to talk about him like it's going in next year. So yeah, I'm definitely confident as my QB1. I'm definitely gonna pick up on either on the next turn a veteran quarterback to go with him. I like taking a veteran quarterback in Dynasty Startup, even though people might hesitate a little bit on that. I mean, you got to win this year too. Oh, somebody snapped. Oh, somebody got snatched up.
Sorry, that was me.
No worries.
I was hoping Devontae Adams.
Disappointed.
Yeah. I was like, if I could get Tyreek and Devontae Adams, that would be.
That's
it.
That's
nice.
it. Right
that would be real nice.
It was between Diggs and Metcalf for me on my receiver, and I'm just really worried that Russ isn't going to be there next year. And so I know where Diggs is going to be next year. I know who's going to be throwing him the ball, and he's still young enough that I don't mind taking him in Dynasty at all.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That is definitely concerning. I'm trying to think like who they might even. I mean, there's a possibility they sign someone. I don't know where they're drafting from this next season, but it can't be that high.
I had heard something. We were talking about Jalen Hurts earlier, where the Eagles send Hurts and maybe 2 of those first round picks to Seattle to get Russell Wilson. So it'd be like a flip flop of those 2. But I mean, we're fantasy booking now, so
yeah. Exactly. All right. After Joey's picks here on this turn, we had Deshaun Watson, DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, and Austin Eckler. Maria on the clock. Justin, with Derrick Henry in Dynasty, how are you viewing his value? And a lot of people are getting worried that retirement is coming soon.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's 27 right now, so he is definitely getting up there in the age for running backs, but. And even actually going into this league, I was pretty concerned about him as a dynasty asset, but he is a weak winner. I mean, when he was on the field this year, he was just completely dominant. I kind of struggled there with running backs, and I struggle with taking running backs early in general in dynasty. They're pretty much the most volatile position that you can have. So I tend to try to surround myself with more of a wide receiver core. But, I think Derrick Henry, if you're going to pick a running back, you want a running back that'll dominate now, especially that early. And I think when he comes back, he's going to be a help win weeks.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it might be overblown a little bit. He did have a later start to his career, and he's just really talented. He's a really talented running back. So I think it's a good strategy. A lot of people are going to fade him. I wonder how late you could have gotten him if you hadn't taken him here, how late he would have gone.
I just don't think he would have fallen back. He could have made it back,
yeah.
But I don't know.
I think I got Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott in a startup Superflex last off season, and I was pretty amazed. Sometimes that just happens. Yep. So we got Saquon Barkley, Jalen Waddle, Chris Godwin, Matt Stafford. I like that.
See where Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott go here, huh?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, they're still. Well, Dalvin Cook went in second, 2-9.
Oh, did he?
By Tommy. Yep.
I know. In the other one we did, man, they fell really. I think I got freaking Zeke in like the 6th or 7th round.
Wow. Josh, I thought you would take Joe Mixon. I texted Maria, said I bet Josh is going to take Joe Mixon.
Yep. Shut your mouth.
Sorry.
Shut your mouth. No, I'm joking. It's all good. I haven't even decided what my next pick's going to be.
So we got where did that question go? I lost it. Oh, here we go. Albert. What up, Albert? He said, do you think the Dolphins defense can get me 6 points tonight? I think they can. Yes. What do you think, Joey?
Can the Dolphins DS? Oh, absolutely. Get you 6 points. Yeah, absolutely.
I
mean, they're starting a fourth string quarterback.
I expect them to get more than 6 points for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where'd you put his winning odds, Josh? Oh, sorry, you're on the clock. I shouldn't have. 72. Okay, that's fair. Craig saying, Maria, are you drafting with us? She is. The 7th spot. Swamp asking an interesting question here. Oh, and sorry, Josh, I did get Nixon sniped from you. My B.
No, you're good.
Good thing it's just a mock. Swamp asking, so in our opinion, who should win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Joey, why don't we start with you?
Is that my no? Okay, I want to make sure. Man, for me, it's between. I'm gonna say Jamar Chase, and I'll let somebody else say who it's between, because I imagine that's the other person. I think he's been fantastic this year. He had a little slump there a few weeks ago, but he popped out of that. He looks to be a wide receiver 1 for many years to come.
What about you, Justin?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question? I was looking at my mock.
Who should,
Bad streaming foul. Yeah.
I know it's tough. It's tough.
No, you're doing a mock draft. No one's gonna blame you there. You know.
No. Who do you think should win Offensive Rookie of the Year this year?
Oh, yeah, that's tough. I mean, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who did you guys say already? Tried to give
Jamar Chase. Joey said Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I do think that's a really good one.
Someone in the chat said Jamar Chase or Mac Jones, and I think it's pretty much a race between those two.
Yep.
Yeah. Mac Jones, surprising. You know, I thought that was a really good year. Really good year.
Yeah.
For me, it's Jamar Chase, though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think it's Jamar Chase for me as well. I think Mac Jones has sort of been a product of the system he's in. I don't see it necessarily just talent. So yeah, I would go Jamar Chase here.
Shout out to Najee Harris as well.
Najee Harris is yeah. Shout out to Najee Harris.
He might be more of a fantasy football like Offensive Rookie of the Year kind of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if he wasn't on the team he's on, there's a very good chance he would have won.
Well, another thing is that the part of the reason why he's so good is because he's on that team that's willing to just give him all the work.
Yeah, give all that volume. That's true. That's a good point.
I made the pick of Nick Chubb in the 4th round here, but T. Higgins and George Kittle, the 2 players that went after him, were the 3 players I was deciding between. I was like, but I already had Jamar Chase, and I did not want to pair T. Higgins with Jamar Chase. So
yeah,
I went Jamar Chase. I went Chubb there.
I like that pick. I like Jay's team. Joe Burrow, Alvin Kamara, Jalen Waddle, and T. Higgins. A lot of young talent there. Yeah, a lot of young talent to upside. And I like the balance with Alvin Kamara, who I don't view as old, but isn't just straight up upside.
Running back.
He's old for running back, but he's also gets a lot of receiving work as well. So I think he could have a longer career. K Cam in here saying, I like Jay Wall's team. That upside is so sick for years to come. So he's got Jay Wall's team is DeAndre Swift, Najee Harris, Kyle Pitts, Trey Lance. How do you guys feel about Jay Wall's team so far?
It's great. It's great. It's a really young. You might have some trouble next year if you don't have a wide receiver career. I mean, it's a little bit. It's going to make me a little nervous. I want to see what his wide receivers end up looking like.
He took DeAndre Swift ahead of CMC. Are you guys making that same move?
Yes.
Justin, you're making the same move?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. It's tough. I have so much CMC this year. I would say I had him probably in 4 or 5 leagues, and it just hurt me in every single league. But you never know year to year. I mean, next year he could come out, and when he's on the field, he's dominant. I think the youth of Swift and the health of Swift definitely gives him more appeal at this exact moment when drafting.
Exactly.
Right. All right, we got
for me it'd be Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift. They're my top 2, but Jonathan Taylor, there's still separation between the 2, right? So I don't know if I could take Swift quite as early as he went in this draft.
Yeah, first round. It would concern me. I think CMC's my 102 now. Not 102, really? But second running back.
The second running back.
Yeah.
I would say that in redraft going into next year, he probably still will be my second running back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Scott asking, who do you like next week, Stafford at Ravens or Herbert versus the Broncos? What do you think, Josh?
Ooh, it's so close. The Ravens defense is just so decimated that I'll lean Stafford at this moment.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's gonna be Stafford for me. Yeah,
they're probably gonna be neck and neck, both top 5 quarterbacks for me this week.
What about you, Joey?
Sorry, I was making my pick. What was the question? Okay, so who do you like next week? Stafford, Ravens. Yeah. Stafford at Ravens. Even though I like Herbert as a player more this year, look what just happened to the Ravens. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. The only thing I could concern I could bring up was maybe that Stafford doesn't have to throw as much, but Ravens' run defense is good. We saw Joe Burrow throw a ton, so I'm with you guys. It's definitely Stafford at Ravens. Oh, this is from the other comment. Scott asking, who's your MVP pick this year? Joey, who's your MVP pick this year? And he asked fantasy
that's a
MVP.
Great question.
So
honestly.
NFL MVP?
It's NFL MVP or fantasy MVP. If it's NFL MVP, I mean, Aaron Rodgers has been really good. I know he won it last year, but he won it last year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers won. I don't know if they go back to back. I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers because I feel like he is. Yeah, they don't.
But they will if he deserves it. So
yeah.
Who's your fantasy MVP?
I said this earlier, and I just want to shout him out. Austin Eckler, just for his performance on the field and how transparent he's been. I think that is fantastic for us as fantasy football players. I realize that a lot of NFL players, they say they don't care about the fantasy players. So it was really cool to see a player care so much about people that are so invested in the game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I love Austin Eckler for that reason. What about you, Justin? Who's your NFL MVP pick this year, and then your fantasy MVP?
Oof. Well, I mean, Jonathan Taylor across the board has been, just unreal.
It could be both.
It could be both. Especially for where he was getting picked. I mean, all these guys that we're talking about now, although all the running backs that went off the board, Jonathan Taylor went below them. And he's really carrying that team. I like JT. I really think he's done a lot of great.
What do you think, Josh? Who's your NFL MVP and then your fantasy MVP? Oh, you're on the clock. My bad.
No, I'm
Make
good.
your pick.
Tua. Okay. Let's go Tua.
Tua. I love it.
My NFL MVP right now would be Tom Brady.
Same. Yep.
And my fantasy MVP would be Jonathan Taylor.
I'm with you, Josh. Those are my two. Exactly the same. Love it. Tom Brady going here to Maria took Tom Brady in the 5th round here. Then Jay took Calvin Ridley, followed by Josh taking Tua Tagovailoa. Josh, are you concerned at all?
There's one other player I really wanted here, and I'm hoping he makes it back to me.
We'll see. We won't mention it. In case,
I got some smart people in between me and my next pick, though, so I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
Can I commend Josh?
Mostly smart.
Commend?
Commend.
Yeah, you can.
I love that Tua pick. It was between Tua and Lawrence for me.
Okay.
And the fact that you got him, was that 9 picks later than I took Lawrence? Good job.
Yeah.
Someone should shout out Kupp for being fantasy MVP. He absolutely deserves it. It's your Kupp with that as well. At this point.
Yeah.
No, ETN was it. Oh. ETN, James Robinson, torn Achilles. He's not going to be back for the beginning of next season. Travis Etienne, we don't have to worry about this whole debate over the offseason. Like, who's it going to be? Who's going to get more carries? Who's going to get more carries? It's Etienne.
Yeah, it's Etienne. He's super talented. They're going to have a new regime in there. He's got his college quarterback and Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be a massive value. I've already seen him sort of falling down the ranks since he's been injured, out of sight, out of mind. I love that pick. Great pick, Jordan.
I'm upset.
Dobbins, too. I mean, Dobbins by Craig in the beginning of the 5th round.
Dobbins is a great pick. I have said it. I think 30 times throughout the season. I'm like, I'm a Ravens fan. Just watching Ravens game, just how awesome the Ravens are. They would just be so much better of a team if they had J.K. Dobbins in there. He's so much better than all running backs that they've. Devonta Freeman, he's so much better than these guys.
Yeah, Ken, my man, drafted way too low. Everybody's sleeping on ETN.
I thought I could let him like sleep a little bit longer and get Tua and him, but I thought there's more of a chance Tua getting drafted.
Yeah, Cam Akers is pretty surprising that he's going that high. It's not the only place I've seen that, but I think I would take.
I would draft J.K., Josh Jacobs, and Travis Etienne over Cam Akers.
Oh, so. Yeah, same. Yeah, me too. I know it's great to see him back this season. It's definitely is promising, but yeah, I would rather have those other guys. Just might not be the same Cam Akers. It might take time for him to come back, and I don't know even at peak health if he's that much better than ETN talent wise. I know a lot of people haven't seen it from ETN, especially none of us have seen it in the NFL. But I am a bit biased because I've watched all of his college games. But another thing I wanted to bring up, which I thought, well, actually before I do that, Justin's saying minimal impacts of Justin saying Justin has the oh gosh, these comments are
Justin to Justin. Yeah,
Justin to Justin. The Justin connection saying you got the best team, Justin B. Like that's crazy good for the next 4 years. I don't disagree. It's got a solid team. You feeling good about your team so far, Justin?
I am. It was a little bit of a reach, I think, there on Pittman. But the guy's 24, and I think he's really going to be the focal point around the wide receiving core of that offense moving on into the future. I just like I like the guy, so I grabbed him a little bit. Yeah, I like my team okay. I think that I got kind of thrown into a strategy on where things were, and I'm flowing with it right now. I'm glad someone likes it out there, though. Yeah, that's the important thing.
What I like about your team, and this is exactly how I like to draft almost any format, but it's just a balanced approach, right? You're not going heavy in one direction on one position. You have a very balanced team, which is going to give you flexibility to maneuver as not only through this draft, but as after the draft as well. Looks like Maria saying people keep taking my picks, and Jay saying, "Damn it, Josh, stop sniping me." Josh taking CEH, and there's Zeke goes right before CEH. Yeah. Josh, would you have taken Zeke or CEH?
I was considering him. I'll be honest, but I think just because of age and just the problems we've seen with Zeke, not that CEH doesn't have his own problems, right? He's younger, and if he can stay healthy for a full season, I think he can be a locked-in top 15 running back CEH.
Yeah, I'm with you, especially on that offense. Joey, how you feel about CEH?
Man, I'll tell you what. It seems like he's just had little hiccups every week, or not every week, but like every other week, and it's a shame to see because I feel like when he actually is getting the looks and he's getting the plays, he actually looks really good. Mm-hmm. Even in the game yesterday, I know Williams looked remarkable once he left the game, but. I'm still pretty okay with drafting CEH.
It's a risk. Yeah. It's a risk. I wouldn't like to take him much higher than I did here, but
you got him at a great spot, though.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
I think you got him right where he belongs. Aaron Jones falling. God, that hurts. His second contract running back. I get it, but man, I think I would take Aaron Jones for CEH. Super talented. Again, he's on that long-term track.
I did a video about it. I did a video about it, but like you can't name Aaron Jones just turned 27. You can't name good 27-year-old running backs outside of Derrick Henry. You just can't.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
You can't because there aren't any. 27 seems to be like the killer age for running back. I'm not saying people can't overcome it. Adrian Peterson's 36 years old, still running around out there. But once they hit 27, trying to find my way out in dynasty at running back position.
That's fair. And he's not far behind from AJ Dillon. I think this is what we're going to see probably across all startup drafts going into this next season. AJ Dillon starting to eclipse Aaron Jones, at least in fantasy value. Joey, quick with it, with a Hunter Renfrow, Damian Harris pick.
Oh, Hunter Renfrow. That's exciting.
Yeah, I had to scroll a little bit to find him, but I found him. He was there. Hunter Renfrow looks incredible this year. And I know Waller's been out a lot of the time, but you can't disregard how much work he's getting. Even when Waller was in there, and he looked fantastic.
Fantastic. He's a good receiver. I'm a little bit nervous. Like I probably won't have him in like any of my teams next year, but you know, yeah, he's good.
Yeah, you could definitely see like he might be benefiting a bit from the circumstance of the season, but there's talent there. You've seen it his whole career. This isn't new that he's producing at this level, sure, but he's been consistent his whole career. He's a fantastic route runner. He's a fantastic wide receiver. Shouldn't be surprising, but I like that pick a lot. I saw Bateman go right behind him. And I was trying to, it would be hard to Marquise Brown. Both of those guys, I don't know if I could take Renfrow over them.
I couldn't. But hey, I understand the debate for it. Ayuk last season, right? He had a fantastic season. He was, everyone wanted some Ayuk on their fantasy teams, right? But he was alone there. He was the only guy. And I think that's kind of a little bit what we're seeing with Hunter Renfrow right now. So if Hunter Renfrow, as we've seen the last couple of weeks, if he's not getting 10 targets a game, I think it's going to be tough for him to be a consistent fantasy option.
Yeah, definitely could be true. Maria saying she's going to take Zeke. And then Swamp saying, damn it, Joey. He wanted Renfrow. So this is interesting that the tight end situation here. Kyle Pitts went first in the third round at 311, followed by George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and then TJ Hawkinson 2 rounds later in the beginning of the sixth round. And this has come up pretty frequently with our different poll games, poll perception, or that's it. I think that's the only time it's come up. But multiple polls have come up asking who the dynasty tight end 1 is. And I believe Pitts has been pretty much the consensus tight end 1. How do you guys feel about how this has transpired so far in this draft with Pitts going in the third, the 3 in the fourth round, and then followed by Hawkinson in the 6th? How do you feel about that, Justin?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think what we've seen of Pitts is just the beginning. His talent is unreal. And I think, if we're looking at Atlanta, I mean, is there any team that's kind of more in like a rebuild hurt situation than Atlanta right now? So I do feel that I like Pitts a lot. Some of these guys, I still lean a little bit more in some of the other directions. Uh-oh. Ooh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I like Pitts a lot. I like Pitts in the third. I think with I lean a little more towards tight end premium, kind of grabbing these guys right off the bat. But
let's
talk about the no. The screaming no.
I'm sitting there, trying to make my pick, and I'm like, I kind of want Dallas Goedert or Darren Waller. I like both of these guys. Darren Waller more, near term. Dallas Goedert's a little bit younger. But I really like Darnell Mooney. I love Darnell Mooney. I think he's a great talent at the wide receiver position. So I took Mooney. Looking at the 3 players behind me, 2 of them had tight ends, right? So probably only 1 tight end is going to go off the board. So I'll get one of Goddard or Waller back around the corner. But no, both of them go to the next 2 picks
right after you.
No.
I think Jay Wall would trade him to you the way he's building his team.
No, Jay Wall wants to trade me now. Yeah, we'll figure out something, Jay Wall, if this was a real league.
Jay Wall just strikes me as like completely unreasonable. Super nice, just completely unreasonable.
Yeah.
No, I don't want any of these tight ends now. Well, I mean,
Beach
I do.
Here
but...
saying hello. What up, Beach? And he's Josh, my favorite analyst. You ass.
Do I do this? Do I do it?
You do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Do it.
No.
Come on.
I will tilt.
You know how many times you live?
No,
how many times you live?
Once. It's not that, Joey. It's not even that. There's one other player that I'm like, okay. And I'm
K-Cam, throw some names in here.
I want to write a name on my hand and hold it up to the camera to see if I'm right.
I know who you're talking about.
No, I know who you're talking about.
He's very personable with you, but
Yeah, no, but there's somebody else that you like more than
him. Yeah, but I'm not going to take either. I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to avoid it, and I'm going to go Michael Carter.
Oh, that would have been my second part of
two rookie running backs here in the 8th round. Elijah Mitchell going in the first pick of the 8th round, and Michael Carter in the 4th pick. Josh, do you feel like Michael Carter has long-term value in Dynasty? You feel like he's going to be the running back there, the main running back there on the Jets for years to come?
I mean, they don't have anyone else I'm worried about. That's for sure. They gave him, it wasn't like a ton of draft capital they spent on Michael Carter. I think it was a 4th or 5th round pick. I think it was a 5th round pick actually, but he was hyped up coming into this year, and man, they've used him. They've used him a lot. Like when he's healthy on the field, he's almost a lock for double-digit carries, and he's a really good pass catching back. I know Zach Wilson hasn't used him like that, but as he grows, I think Michael Carter is a great dynasty running back.
Yeah, I'm with you.
A little nervous. I don't know if I'm going to be completely sold in on him going into next season just for redraft. But I think he's going to be a consistent option.
So Elijah Mitchell, like that's close enough that they went from each other that that could switch in different drafts, different leagues. Would you take Michael Carter over Elijah Mitchell given the chance?
I would take Elijah Mitchell over Michael Carter.
How big is that gap?
No, not huge. They're probably in the same tier.
What about you, Joey? Elijah Mitchell or Michael Carter in Dynasty?
I would take Michael Carter, honestly, and not to disagree with Josh. Yeah, I really like Michael Carter. He was going to be my next pick, along with somebody else, but because I've got the swing. But I really like what I've seen out of Michael Carter this season, and just yesterday, I think he had 119 yards.
Yeah, Michael Carter looked good. I mean, it was an easy defense he was running against, more or less. The Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, they've been playing decent defense lately, but I'm impressed with Michael Carter. I was not bought into Michael Carter coming into the season, and
he's going to do it.
Extremely impressed.
Yeah,
extremely impressed. It looks like I sniped Jay yet again, and I couldn't be more happy about it, to be honest with you.
Damn it, Josh. Jay was saying I'm extremely unreasonable, JL. I know. I am not surprised by that. So Justin taking Robert Woods here.
So mad right now.
What was the one you didn't want me to take, right? Freiermuth?
Truck?
Fire Tuck?
Friar Tuck?
Craig. Sorry.
K-Cam brought him up, and I was hesitating bringing up his comments because I didn't want anybody to yell at me for ruining it. But Freiermuth is interesting. Gesicki, I like the Gesicki pick.
Yeah.
Josh, you mentioned Freiermuth was moving up your rankings after this year. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that? How is the rankings that we have here? Pitts, Kittle, Kelsey, Andrews, Hawkinson, Goddard, Waller, Freiermuth. Is that where he should be drafted?
The way these tight ends have been drafted is pretty much exactly how I would rank them. Dawson Knox, one above Mike Gesicki for me.
Really? You take Knox over Gesicki?
Yeah, and Freiermuth. Knox was the person I would have taken.
And
I was hoping Knox would fall to me. That's who I was going to take at that point. I mean, you look at him; and maybe a little bit of the shines off the apple after the past couple weeks, but I mean, he's tight end 4 on the season right now, and there was a point where he was just on fire. That offense that he's on, he's staying there. I love him. I wish he would have fell, and I'm mad at.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind I would have taken Knox with my next pick as well. I would have taken Gesicki, Freiermuth, or Knox with my next pick, and now it's a gap in tight ends for me. Yeah. I'm not saying there aren't people that are relevant, but there's absolutely a gap here.
You agree with them, Joey?
Yeah, with the order that the tight ends came off, being Pitts, Kittle, Kelsey, those are my top 3 in Dynasty in that order. Andrews, Hawkinson. Exactly how they came off. Honestly, exactly how they came off the board is my order. I love Freiermuth. And not just because maybe that's why I've just looked into me even more. But in the preseason, I mentioned my grandfather he's a huge Steelers fan, and he was just banging the drum for him. And, when you've got somebody banging the drum on somebody, you start to look into them a little more. And there was two not elite, but great rookie tight ends this year, and Pat Freiermuth is definitely one of them.
Who was the second one? Pitts. You're saying Pitts and Freiermuth?
Yeah.
Freiermuth impressed.
Saying there's more. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Justin took so you've gone 3 wide receivers in the last 3 rounds: Jerry Jeudy, Robert Woods, Christian Kirk. What's your strategy here? What are you thinking?
So basically there was a balance. One of those was a panic pick, and then
which one?
The Robert Woods, I had Jerry Jeudy, and I think he's just a young talent on a team that I still kind of looking to get itself together. So I think he has some long-term value. I wanted to follow it up with a wide receiver that would help right now. So I went with Robert Woods. And then by the time we came back around, I like Christian Kirk. Hopkins is getting up there in age. He hasn't played much this year. It's very apparent that Christian Kirk is the next man up. So he's still young. So that was my strategy. Like a bag blowing in the wind, but I like how it's worked out.
It's not a bad strategy in a draft, to be honest. Bags are nimble.
That's right.
That should be a FYF shirt. Bags are nimble.
Bags are nimble. Yes. I really like Jay's pick of Leonard Fournette in the 8th round. That stands out to me as a massive value pick. I think Leonard Fournette super talented. I think this people were down on him a lot. Situational concerns. And I felt like he was going to have a bounce back at some point, just because he was up there being drafted in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round just a couple years ago. So I feel like this is and we've seen him be a top 10 running back this year. I think this is a great value going forward. Ramondre Stevenson taking this round by Jay is also great. Another one that K Cam brought up was Ramondre Stevenson. You guys feel like that's a good spot for him? Is that where you'd be considering him? Around there?
Yeah. If I needed a running back there, I would definitely be considering him.
And again, to keep with the theme, I was actually hoping he would make it to the next round. I thought he would be a really good pick. When he's been on the field, he looks great. And I think there's a lot of people out there that think that he could. Obviously, we're coming off a great week for Damian Harris. But a lot of the talk is that he is someone that has the shiftiness, the speed to take over that backfield. And it wouldn't really surprise me if that's how it goes in the next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you, I'm happy to get Juju Smith-Schuster here. I think he's going to get a pretty decent-sized contract, even with his injury this year. Going into next season, he's going to be with a new team. He's a slot receiver, so they're going to have to find ways to get him open. He's not going to be that prototypical number 1 wide receiver that you love to see, but I think he's going to be getting a lot of targets. So I'm excited about Juju Smith-Schuster still, and he's still very young. He's only 24 years old or 25 years old.
I'm with you, Josh. I'm with you. I'm bullish on Juju Smith-Schuster in dynasty situations. I think he'll be in a better situation, and he's been in an offense that really wasn't conducive to his success. It was mostly him as the main guy. I think it's not going to be the best situation. You got to give him some other talent around him so that he can flourish, and I think he's going to thrive in probably another team. But I'm right there with you. Davis Mills going ahead of Baker Mayfield. KCam also brought up Baker Mayfield, still there. How do you guys feel about that? Davis Mills moving up your ranks after the last few good games?
I believe that was an auto pick.
Was that an auto pick?
Yeah.
So, would you be taking Davis Mills this high up? No, too early. I think the auto pick goofed.
I don't think it's like that insane. Like when I'm just looking at the quarterbacks available, I'll take Baker Mayfield over Davis Mills, but like the rest of the quarterbacks available, I can not guarantee one of these guys is a starter next year. Honestly, there's not one I feel actually like comfortable making that kind of guarantee. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. How do you feel about Baker Mayfield going forward? He hasn't really impressed this season. Eventually, I imagine time will run out and people will really give up. Are you at that point? Is Baker, is he going to bounce back at some point, or is this is life now? Joey, what do you think?
With Baker, for me, it's always the personnel on the field. And like, have we ever seen him in the last 2 years on the field with the same personnel week to week? And so I feel like he's kind of just playing off his back foot a lot, to where he's having to improvise almost every week with different people, different situations. And, I'd like to see him have like at least a 5-game stretch where he's got the same, guys out there every week.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does.
Cam came in here and said, I thought for sure Josh would take Schultz here. I did take James Conner. Did I consider Schultz? Yeah. And I'll just be honest with you what I'm thinking here. It's a mock draft, but I'm looking at the tight ends available, and it's a glob. It's a tier. If I was more confident in Schultz long-term value, I think he's going to be a good tight end next year. But there's other tight ends here that I think are going to be good next year. And then there's other tight ends that I think have just as much dynasty or long-term value. So I think there's going to be a tight end like Schultz, at the very least, in that same range, that I'm completely fine taking the next round. That's why I went James Conner here, got that value at running back. And I've been extremely impressed with James Conner this season. And I think it's going to be more or less what we saw this season, next season.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. I think James Conner is going to shoot up and on draft boards this offseason. Cordero Patterson went right before him. Josh, are you taking James Conner ahead of Cordero Patterson?
They're pretty slow. James Conner's a lot younger than Cordero Patterson. Yeah, I would. In a dynasty league, I'll take James Conner or Cordero Patterson. I don't think the separation is great, though. So
Chase Edmonds went ahead of James Conner as well. Are you taking Chase Edmonds ahead of
Get it. Chase Edmonds is a pass catching back. He's younger, but James Conner has impressed, man. I think they're in a tier together, personally.
Yeah.
For dynasty.
That's fair. What do you think, Joey?
For James Conner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like him. I was pretty high on him earlier this year. And if he stays healthy, he's proven he's a great running back.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am with you. And Craig saying you are building a quality win now team, Maria. Maria's team drafted from the 7th position: Justin Jefferson, Russell Wilson, Saquon Barkley, Kittle, Brady, Jones, Tyler Lockett, James Robinson, Tannehill, and Odell Beckham. Yeah, I don't hate your team. It's definitely a win now team. For sure.
Devin Singletary. Yeah. Devin Singletary's looking like the best back, and they actually are starting to look like they're committing to him, giving him the majority of carries instead of making sure it's split every week. And it's a great sign of things to come, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the landscape of running backs that are kind of left right now, that's basically what I've been thinking. Buffalo, it's always been hard to trust them. It was hard to trust them last year with the run in fantasy. But yeah, they seem to be focusing on Devin Singletary. Zach Moss hasn't even been playing. So right now, I feel pretty confident with him.
Comment, Marty.
Hey, Marty saying, "What's up, guys? No one's taking Rex Burkhead." Shake my head. Yeah, what the hell, guys?
Do not draft Rex Burkhead in this draft with only 12 rounds, all right?
Yes. Don't do it.
Even if this was a redraft league, no.
Don't do it. JR saying was about to take OBJ, Maria. That was a good pick. I really like.
I like Brandon Cooks there, though. So
yeah, Brandon Cooks as well. Maria saying I don't hate. I always say that. It's a nice thing.
Oh, LaVisca.
So we got 2 more rounds left. We're running a little bit over, about 6 minutes over. So it'll probably take another 5 minutes or so. If you're enjoying this, just quick reminder: hit that like button. Super easy way to support the show, and subscribe for Under Fantasy. We're here every single weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, playing games, doing mock drafts, other stuff. And we got other content that we're putting out every single day. So super easy way to support the show if you enjoy what we do. Appreciate it.
You enjoy it.
You enjoy it. Don't quit lying. Craig asking y'all have score predictions for tonight.
Oh.
For tonight's game. Let me pull up the let's see what the FanDuel Sportsbook has to say.
Yeah, please
let
me know. I would love to know.
So the total is set at 37 points tonight. 37 total points.
It's going to be a crazy one tonight, boys.
Oh.
That is alarming. So do you guys have any score predictions?
Yeah. It's going to be a fun one, I'll tell you that much.
Joe, you got a score prediction for us?
Look, the Dolphins are going to win this game.
Yeah. So I say Dolphins, if we're sticking with that 37. So Dolphins 24, New Orleans Saints 13. That would be 37. But Yeah, I think the Dolphins will win the game, and yeah, I don't know if that's a really good number.
I'll go 21-17. No, I'll go 21-14. Dolphins.
I was gonna say 21-17.
There, you can have it. I'll take 21-14.
21-17. Let's go.
If you're right, I'm gonna claim it was me.
I'm sorry, Swamp. Swamp, I'm sorry. And book Swamp. They are at home. The Saints are at home. They play better at home. They got a great home crowd. I lean Dolphins here.
Yeah. Justin, you got a score prediction for us tonight?
Oh, no. Can I opt out?
You can opt out.
I do opt out. I don't really know what to expect from tonight. I'm hoping it's a game that starts getting a lot of scoring. I just kind of have a feeling it might not swing that way. I don't know. But we'll see. It's the last, especially
it's a tough one to predict.
It's a tough one to predict. Yeah, it's a tough one to predict.
I think it's going to be pretty low scoring. I know it's a 737 point render, so it's not saying anything crazy, but both of these teams have awesome defenses, and
I'd love it
about either offense.
I'd love it if it somehow got there, though. To kind of end this weekend, but yeah, I feel like it's going to be low scoring as well.
So Volk asking, how do you like the matchup for Kamara versus Miami? Rushdie's up 39. She is up 39 points on their matchup, and their opponent only has Kamara left. So you think they're going to pull out?
And you have Miami's defense?
No. They're going up against Kamara again, who's playing.
I see. So Kamara needs 39 points.
He has just Miami's rush defense.
Yeah, no, I think you're good.
That should be a fantasy format.
Volk, I think you're gonna win. I think you're gonna go in the championship round next week.
Yeah, 39 points would be pretty impressive. Yeah, I don't think Alvin Kamara is gonna be able to pull that off.
No, you're good. You're good. Not against Miami's defense. Not with Ian Book. I can't see Kamara scoring 39 points. Not in his current situation. So
if he does, then I will be right there with you, Volk, because I am in a similar situation playing against Alvin Kamara. And
I'll give you a 99% chance of winning.
Woo! That's one less than 100.
And Kamara scored 39 before. Not without Drew Brees, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Geek in here, Jeff, our good friend Jeff, saying y'all are the most enjoyable in fantasy football. No cap. Thank you so much, Jeff.
There are two tight ends I want. There are two tight ends I want. I don't know.
Y'all are the best. That is the truth.
Can I talk about my last pick?
Yes, please do.
Second to last pick. I love Van Jefferson going into next year. There's this whole thing about the third-year breakout wide receiver. He's definitely my third-year breakout wide receiver if he hasn't already broken out. I still think he's the second best wide receiver there in Los Angeles. I know Odell Beckham's there, but I think Van Jefferson. It's all about him in the future.
I love that pick. At this point, I think that's right where he belongs, and I think there's probably a good tier break there with Shenault, Van Jefferson, OBJ, Rondale Moore. I think that's a great pick. Joey. JR saying there goes Rex.
Swamp did it.
He had to do it. Well, it's because you took Antonio Brown.
I think Antonio Brown, I mean, he's not going to be around for 5 more years in my mind. Yeah, he could be. Who knows? But Antonio Brown, he's in the twilight of his career, but he's playing fantastic. I don't think they're going to have Chris Godwin next year. I think there's a very good chance the Bucs do not have Chris Godwin. I think Tom Brady's going to be back. And if that's the case, Antonio Brown, I think he's going to be a top 20 wide receiver next year.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even if he gets to a certain age, Antonio Brown's just going to buy a new ID that says he's younger than he is. And so
he would never do that.
It won't matter much. Albert saying Dolphins 27-10. That could happen. I think it'll be a little closer, but it could happen.
Drafted that, I think needs to be. I mean, not for dynasty, but he should.
Thank you, Maria. We learned a lot. Justin taking DJ Shark with your last pick.
I did, and I think
that's it. Sorry, Gronk is he needs to be on the team. It'll be a top 10 tight end.
And if I was in your position, I would have picked Schultz too. I was actually debating Schultz over Fant there.
Yeah.
I just love the talent on Fant, and like I said earlier, I think that team turns it around. But yeah, I ended up picking Shark. I believe he's off everyone's radar at this point, but you got to look at what that team's doing. Jamal Agnew, Laquan Treadwell, like these are the guys that are getting points right now with that void of Shark being out. And I think when he comes back, I don't necessarily think they're using Laviska Shenault as they should be using him on that team. But I think he's pretty under the radar. In Dynasty, I'm looking to grab Shark. He's pretty cheap. Teams are willing to trade him. He's 25. So I don't know. I might be in the minority there, but I really do think he's a good value right now with a lot of upside.
And he's going into the last year of his contract. No, this is the last year of his contract. He's going to be a free agent next year. That is beautiful, honestly. Chark is a good value there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. All right, we finished. We wrapped up this draft.
Let's go.
Jay was saying had a blast. Swamp making a prediction here, Saints 17-10 or for suspense, Saints 17-14, win by a field goal. It's possible.
Hey, God, this was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I'm ready to get back into mock draft season. Justin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It was perfect.
It's so good to see you guys. Always a good time. It really is. It really is.
No one's following Justin. Go ahead and do it. It's right there. It's written on the screen. At Justin_B. Follow him on Twitter. He's the man. He's the president of 32-Bit, president of Sleeper Wire, CEO of Justin Be Creative. He is the man. Justin, you're the man.
Stop it. But yeah, come say hi to me. Come say hi to me online. I'll be there.
And he knows how to draft a hell of a fantasy team if I don't say so myself.
As you can see. We'll post the support on Twitter.
Cool. Yeah, I'm curious to hear what people think. I'm curious to hear what team people like. So that'll be exciting to get some responses there. So
yeah, Josh will put up a mock draft review later on this week. So make sure you subscribe so you can check that out.
Absolutely. I'll get into all the teams. All right, we're going to get out of here for today. We'll be here tomorrow for another episode of the Fantasy Football Game Show and Office Hours because we're going to the Fantasy Football Championship. And if you have any questions, waiver wire questions, start sit questions, trade value players questions, whatever it is, come on in. We'll help you out. Trading makes fantasy fun. Love you guys.
There it is.
Yeah.